Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tristan Grider, and most people know me as TG Sports 9, but I will now not be doing something that I've normally done on this channel. I haven't uploaded on this channel in the past year, and I've been wondering what is something I can do to come back to this channel. Actually, it's been more like a year and a half. I wanted to do something on this channel that I love, and something that I love is racing and mostly NASCAR. I love NASCAR. And so I wanted to do something that I'm truly passionate about. And something that I am extremely passionate about is talking about NASCAR and how much I love it. So I felt like what a better way to return the YouTube than. So welcome to my NASCAR show. Welcome to Inside Line. So necessarily, what is this show going to be about? Well, I will be posting videos after every single race day, especially since the playoffs are starting this week. I will be posting videos after every single race, kind of recapping the race, but just pretty much just keeping you guys updated on what's going on in the world of NASCAR and what's been happening in the world of NASCAR. So let's start on Friday night here at Daytona. It was a great race dominated by Kaulig Racing's three drivers of AJ Allmendinger, Ross Chastain, and Justin Haley. It came down to the last turn. AJ Allmendinger gets spun by Ross Chastain. His teammate Justin Haley makes it through the carnage, and Justin Haley takes home the win at Daytona. This was a really climactic win for him because if you remember, a couple years back, Justin Haley got a victory taken away from him at Daytona. So I was pulling for him, and he's coming to his own as a super speedway driver. He won in the Cup Series last year. He's now won again in the Xfinity Series. I'm really seeing Justin Haley as someone that's definitely going to be a super speedway threat, but definitely in the Xfinity Series, he's definitely someone to watch out for, especially since we have Talladega coming up. Watch for Justin Haley to be up in the front for that. Also, something to talk about in the Xfinity Series, Greg Galding. Do you remember that name? He used to race in the Cup Series a lot. He got second at Daytona. I thought that was pretty impressive. I haven't heard the name Greg Galding in a long time, so I thought that was impressive for him to take home a runner-up finish at Daytona, especially since I don't think he's even ran any races in the Xfinity Series, but he talked about in his interview how he didn't even know he was racing this week, and to come home with a second place finish, it's very good for that team. Now for the reason most of you are here, Cup Series. At Daytona, William Byron brings home his first career win in a very, very climactic situation. As most people know, Daytona's summer race this season got switched with the Indianapolis race. They kind of switched them last season. Indianapolis was the regular season finale. This season it was Daytona. They kind of switched weekends. Honestly, I kind of enjoyed it. I am from Indianapolis. Indianapolis is like my home track. I love going to the Indy 500 and Brickyard 400 every year. Sadly, I didn't get to go this year because of the COVID pandemic and what we've been going through. But this Daytona race, under the lights, Saturday night, I loved it. In the first two stages, it was dominated by Joey Logano, but it was just going back and forth between him and a bunch of other drivers. It seems like there was a lot of drivers that really wanted to lead. There wasn't really any big crashes. It was pretty clean for the first 45 laps. And then when you got to the final 15, everything kind of broke out. Obviously, the three drivers that everyone was talking about coming into this race was William Byron, Matt DiBenedetto, and of course the seven-time champion Jimmie Johnson, whether he would make the playoffs in his final season. I was definitely rooting for Jimmy. I am a Kasey Kahne fan. I love Kasey Kahne, and when he retired, I kind of didn't really know what driver I was going to be rooting for, so I just decided I was going to root for drivers that I like, and I like Jimmie Johnson, so I was really rooting for him to make the playoffs in his final season. But dang, man, that just did not happen. So there was a couple big wrecks that happened. First one that happened, Kyle Busch gets pinned up into the wall by a very stupid move and definitely a rookie move by Tyler Reddick to go up to the top lane and ran Kyle Busch into the wall. Eric Jones spins, then, of course, chaos just on the back straightaway. But most importantly, the three bubble drivers that were most talked about all made it through. William Byron, Matty D, and Jimmie Johnson. They all made it through without a scratch on them. Red flag, we kind of sat there. Then they ended up getting back going. Then it was really chaotic pack racing. Everyone wanted to lead. Denny Hamlin was leading for a lot of that. Joey Logano was up there. Bubba Wallace was up there. Then all of a sudden, William Byron made this really, really sweet move. He went through the middle, but then Bubba Wallace just couldn't make it stick. They started slamming into each other. Joey Logano cut a tire down and then spun in front of the whole field. This caused a driver like Matt Kenseth to get loose, and he slammed into Jimmie Johnson And right then and there, I think everyone's hearts kind of broke for the 7-time champ. He got on pit road, made some fixes to that car, but even I knew that like that car was done. So it's NASCAR overtime. We go to the green-white checkered finish, and that whole green-white checkered was between two drivers. It was between Martin Truex Jr. and William Byron, and William Byron held off that 19 car very well. It was very good, very sweet driving by William Byron. I've been pulling for William Byron since he was in the Truck Series, and after he had a really couple of rough years in the Cup Series, I was really, really hoping that he was going to get his first win, and what a better way to do it than do it in the biggest situation at the biggest track in NASCAR. Not the biggest track in NASCAR, but the most well-known track in NASCAR, getting that Daytona win. Very big for that 24 team and for Chad Knaus. Chad Knaus is that crew chief, and a couple weeks ago we were talking about how William Byron was not doing so good at Dover, and now he's sitting in victory. Now he sat at Victory Lane in Daytona. Very proud of that 24 team. Also a team to talk about, the 21 team of Matt DiBenedetto. They make the playoffs. Matt DiBenedetto makes his first playoffs ever. And obviously the Wood brothers, they made it a couple years back with Ryan Blaney. Didn't make it at all with Paul Menard, but they're finally back in that playoff hope. I'm excited for Matt DiBenedetto. I really think that he's definitely one of the drivers, and he's definitely a fan favorite that everyone kind of pulls for. So I hope that Matty D can have a good playoffs. Doesn't necessarily make me think that he'll make it all the way through. Definitely not a championship favorite in my opinion, but I'm hoping that he has a nice playoffs. Okay, now we move on to the Truck Series, where we went to WTT, or Gateway, as a lot of people like to call it. Sheldon Creed pulls his second victory of the season. Very cool for that team. A lot of chaos between him and Todd Gilliland. Todd Gilliland didn't like the way he was raced. Sheldon Creed made a move that pushed Todd Gilliland up into the wall, kind of ended Todd Gilliland's hopes. After that, Sheldon Creed kind of dominated. It was definitely a dirtier move, but I mean, it's NASCAR. I mean, what are you going to do? It's on the track. It's in the past. I know that Front Row was disappointed with it, but I mean, Sheldon Creed got the victory, and it was a move for the win. So I'm not complaining about it. So what do we have going on later this week? Well, this video will be posted today, and then on Wednesday, I will be back with another video talking about some other news. Friday, I will be back with my playoff predictions and my race predictions for Darlington. And after all the races, you will see a video from me talking about the weekend, talking about everything that's happened, and we'll recap sort of what's happened in NASCAR throughout the week, and especially on the race days at the end of the week. Well, thank you for coming to my first video of this series of Inside Line. I really hope that it sticks and it's something that you guys can enjoy. If you want to follow me on my social medias, Instagram is TristanGreider_. My Twitter is Tristan_Greider9. If you're a big NASCAR fan and you enjoy my videos, please like the videos, but also subscribe so you can stay tuned for more of my content. Thanks for coming, guys, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.